Hi everyone! So for today's video it's actually going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to be really doing much. I might just wander around and do all of my usual stuff that I normally do during the day. So Audie has moved in. Oh, we better say hello. I really don't like her. Okay, so I did have a few shooting stars last night, so I will run around and grab them. So I've been working on this for a couple of days. I don't really like it. I have built it, torn it down, built it, torn it down. I'm still not happy with it. But that doesn't matter because I am actually thinking about deleting my island and starting again. The whole purpose of me making this playthrough was to simply show everybody what you do within those first few weeks of the game, and I think I have accomplished that. And I'm getting bored, basically. Oh my gosh, look at my pockets. I didn't even realise I had so much stuff in there. Yeah, so I've gone through everything that you need to do within the first few weeks of the game. I've explained how everything works, showed all of the tricks that I know on how to make bells and all of that sort of stuff. And now I'm looking to do something different. So what I was actually thinking about doing is deleting this island and creating a new one. And it's basically just going to be an island that I can have fun on, so I can time travel, go to past events that I haven't experienced yet, go on dream tours. I mean, with this island now, all I've basically got left to do is find one more villager and then decorate. And that's pretty much all I'll be doing for the next few months if I keep going on with this game. And quite honestly, I'm not really that great at decorating. I have a few areas, like this little part here I really like. And I really like my entrance. I also really enjoy this area here. I think this worked out really well. However, designing isn't really my strong point. I can take about 2 weeks just to finish one area, and it does get a bit boring after a while. And my pockets are full. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing. So what I'm going to do this time though is I don't think I'm going to start from scratch. I'm going to get all of my bells, my Nook Mile tickets, any building materials that I have and any items that I wish to keep, and I'm going to put them on my second island so that when I start my new island on this switch I can simply fly over there when my airport opens and get any of the items that I need. So that's my plan. I'm not going to be able to get to it today, unfortunately. And I am very excited about starting a new island. I absolutely love the start of the game, which is why I have done it so often. I just can't help myself. I just have to keep restarting all the time. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. Look at that rock. Why would you spawn right there? Oh my goodness. I will also take some of these flowers with me as well. I do have a few hybrid flowers on my other island, although I haven't been able to get very far with them. You know what, I might even take these fossils with me. Any fossils that I find between now and when I restart, I might just keep them and take them with me as well. A lot of the times when I have restarted, I have done the grind and just done it from scratch with absolutely no help and have been quite successful. However, I have done that many times and I don't really feel like doing that this time. Ugh. So I thought I would give myself a bit of a head start and just take everything with me. Now when I mean everything, I'm not going to take absolutely everything. I have done this before where I have transferred items from one island to another to restart, and it can take quite some time. So I'm going to be very selective with what I take. I really was going to try with this island and finish everything, finish my Critterpedia, get all of my Nook Miles achievements under my belt. However, I just don't think I have the patience for this game as much as I enjoy it. I'm not sure if I'll ever complete it 100%. But that is the beauty of Animal Crossing. You can play this game however you want. There are many ways to play it, and it's up to you how you do it. I like to quite often just delete it and restart, so that's what I'm going to do. Honestly, I don't even know why I'm bothering with all of this if I'm just going to delete it anyway. Okay, so I think I am definitely going to restart. Whenever I get the inkling that I want to restart, I almost always do it within a day or two anyway, so I might as well just bite the bullet and start preparing for it now. What I'm going to do now is some of the items that I have catalogued that are a bit harder to come across. I am going to go and order them from my Nook Shopping. And you can only order 5 items a day, so I am going to be doing a bit of time traveling in today's video. So if you don't know how to do that, I will show you. And I'm going to make a list of all of the things that I want to carry over with me to my new island. Now, if you don't have a second Switch and you do want to start a new island, you do have to delete your game and you will lose everything. However, if you have someone that you know that you can trust, you can get items and take them to their island and leave them there. And then once you have restarted your game and you're able to fly backwards and forwards to other people's islands, you can then go and pick them up. But I do recommend only doing that with someone that you can trust and that you know will not steal your items. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my ABD and start ordering items, and I'm going to time travel one day at a time to collect all of these. I'm going to make a list of what I would like to carry over with me to my new island, and I will start transferring them over. So let's go. Unfortunately, I will not be able to take my Nook Miles with me. However, I will use them before I go, and I might buy a heap of street lamps and Nook Mile tickets because they are something that I am always going to need. I'm also going to grab whatever recipes I can from the Nook Shopping while I'm here to save me from spending my miles on them on my new island. Any DIYs that I come across as well, I'm also going to keep them and not learn them so I can take them with me as well. low-key very excited about starting my new island already, even though I'm not going to be able to do that yet. Being that it's Friday, my children are going to be home on the weekend and I just simply can't make videos when they're home. When I use the computer, it's in a common room of the house, so everyone is always around. And whenever the kids see me with my microphone on, they are always straight up to the microphone screaming into it and yelling in my ear, and it just drives me absolutely insane. So for the rest of the day and over the weekend, I'm going to work on ordering items that I want to keep and transferring everything over to my second island. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to skip forward to tomorrow. So when you want to time travel, you have to save the game where you were up to at the time. So I'm just going to save and close. Now what you want to do is you need to go to your home screen and you need to close the session that you are currently playing. And you need to go to settings and you go down to system, date and time. You then need to turn off the synchronization on your clock because you cannot change the time with it switched on. And you simply go in there and change the date or the time. So I'm just going to skip forward to tomorrow at the same time. And that is that. So when I load the game now, the game will think it is tomorrow. Now just keep in mind that when you are time traveling, if you have turnips and you accidentally go past the following Saturday, your turnips will spoil. You can't even go backwards 30 seconds with turnips because even with that short amount of time, it will spoil them. When you are time traveling, if you time travel 2 months ahead and you play your game and you acquire some items, you might find a new villager in that time and you save it and go back to your current time, everything will be the same. Just because you have gone back in time, it does not delete anything that you have done. Once it is saved, it is saved. Also, going forward one day at a time, it doesn't really affect your game at all. The only thing it does affect is the NPCs that visit your island. They are on a weekly random rotation, so when you are time traveling, it can affect when they show up. However, I don't think it affects Celeste. I think once Celeste is on your island, every time you go to that date, she will be there. The same if you have shooting stars. So if you have a meteor shower, every time you time travel to that time, you will always have a meteor shower on that time. Oh, I forgot to empty my pockets. That is just so me. Alright, so what I'm going to do... So this is my area. I'm just going to dump everything in here. I want to try and keep everything as organised as I can so that I don't forget anything. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this open area here is I'm just going to put down all of the items that I'm ordering in the mail and try and keep them a bit organised so I know what is what. So all I'm going to be doing over the next couple of days in game is I'm just going to be ordering things, time travelling forward ahead, ordering more things and so on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to make a list of all of the things that I would like to keep. And then I will come back at the end and have a bit of a chat. And I will go over a few things that I think everyone should know before they restart their island. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, and I will see you a little bit later. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually just going to quickly fly over to my other island. I have a pocket full of materials that I'm going to take with me. So I'm just going to go over and do that really quickly. I have an area cleared already where I'm going to be putting all of my things. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now and quickly show you my other island. So this is Oakwood. I haven't gotten that far with it. This is the island that I originally started filming my YouTube series on. However, it didn't really work out the way I wanted it to, so I ended up deleting the island that I had on my other Switch and restarting. So I only have about 2 or 3 areas done on this whole entire island, and the rest of it is still empty. Alright, so I'll just quickly show you around. So just at the front here I have my shops with a bit of terraforming at the back with a heap of trees and all of that. That is where I'm going to put my island rocks eventually when I make my rock garden, if I ever get around to doing it. And this is my campsite. I have used the new panels that you can get in the custom designs to make little campers. And I have a little sitting area there that you actually can't get to, so you can't actually sit on any of the seats. And my campsite up here. And then on the other side I have an area that I built especially for Murphy before he was even a villager on my island. I built an area for his house and then I went hunting for him. So he's got a little pumpkin patch down here, and somewhere to fish, and a little rocking chair that he can sit in because he does like to sit and read his books. And that is all I've done. The rest of the island is a complete mess. There's weeds everywhere and it's a real, just a real hot mess. So I do have an empty area over here. This is where I'm going to be putting everything. So I'm just going to start. Okay, so this is where I'm going to be just dumping everything. So the list of items that I have to bring with me are bells, Nookmar tickets, DIYs, Nookmar items, building materials, my statues because artwork is so hard to come by in this game, some flowers, some specific items that I want to keep like the kids' tents and the double sofas. They're just items that are a bit harder to come by in all of the colours. Some of my clothes, all of the fruits and pumpkins, and just a few other of the items that are a bit harder to get like park benches and stuff like that. So I'm going to work on this over the next few hours and then again over the weekend, and then on Monday I am going to restart my island. So I might just get back to you guys then because this is going to take me quite a while. So I need to move. There is a mole cricket and I can hear it. It's very loud. Okay, just a few things that I wanted to go over for people who are thinking about deleting their island. First off, make sure it is something that you really want to do. Once you delete your data, there is no way of retrieving it. So make sure 100% you actually want to delete your game. If you have somebody that you can trust, Feel free to drop any items or bells or Nook Mile tickets at their island for them to hold on to for you. I do recommend doing that if you can. It does make it a lot easier to restart that way. Also keep in mind your villages. If you have some villages that you are overly attached to and that were really hard to find, such as Judy or Raymond, you can get them fostered by other players. So what you could do is you could kick them off your island. They could then go live on somebody else's island until you are ready and further enough in the game to then go and adopt them back. Once again, it has to be somebody that you can trust, that you will know that will give your villager back to you. Something else to consider if you are thinking about deleting your game, you do have the option of just flattening your island and doing it that way. So instead of actually deleting your game and losing your villagers, losing your catalogue and all of your DIYs that you have learned, you could move all of your houses and buildings to the beach and then go into your island design mode and just flatten everything. So put everything in storage, get rid of all of the rivers, get rid of all of the cliff tops, and that way you have a completely blank island and you can start from scratch. A lot of people choose to do it that way. It is very time consuming, but if you are unsure about whether or not you actually want to delete everything but you do want a fresh start, that is something else to consider as well. And if you do delete your game and you regret it afterwards, try not to get too upset about it. It is just a game. The Animal Crossing community is very generous, so if you ever get yourself into a position where you have deleted your game and you've regretted it and you have nothing, there are plenty of people out there that will be willing to help you. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Alright, so I think that's it. I am going to spend the rest of the day ordering things that I want to keep and then just moving everything over. I don't want to keep a huge amount of things, but I always say that and I always end up with a ton of crap that I don't need. I'm a hoarder in real life as well. I just can't help myself. So anyway, that's what I'm going to work on for the rest of the day and possibly a bit over the weekend if I need to. And then on Monday, I will show you the process of how to delete your island and I will start again. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!